back to episode number 7 with our Social Security expert, Vonda Van Til. This week we're going to talk about a pretty unique one, and it's come up a couple times this last year, so we thought we would bring it up in a video if anybody else comes up with it. It's what if I have a work history in the United States and in Canada? How does that work? Does that affect Social Security one way or the other? I've heard they have a program and similar to kind of what we have, and do they communicate and how does that work? So I'll package that up and hand it over to you to explain.
Woo, that's a loaded one. Well, the good news is our website is really good when it comes to working in the United States and another country.
Okay, great.
So not just Canada, but we do get this question quite often with a lot of other countries where people are working in both at the same time. So if you go to our website, it's called Totalization, and you just put it in the search box and it comes right up. So what happens, first of all, the scenario is, let's say you worked in Canada enough to get a Canadian pension, but you also worked in the United States enough to get a Social Security benefit. So can you just get both of those at the same time? And the answer is yes, you can get both your Canadian pension and the Social Security benefit. However, your Social Security benefit is going to be reduced because of your Canadian pension. So one of the questions that we ask individuals when they file for retirement, or for any benefit for that matter, is have you ever worked outside the country where you didn't pay Social Security taxes? And if they answer yes to that, then of course we have to look into the offset. It's called the windfall elimination provision, and it reduces that Social Security benefit.
And is there a way to, hey, I've received or I've had a benefit in both, can I just combine them, or is it remain separate, it just it reduces Social Security and you get paid for both?
So you're not going to combine them unless maybe, let's say I worked in Canada almost my whole life, but I didn't work in Social Security in the States long enough to get a Social Security benefit. Then Canada can take those Social Security benefits and maybe combine your earnings for one benefit, or vice versa. So we work together. That's called the totalization, where we can combine our work so that the individual didn't work for nothing. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you mentioned other countries. Is there a list of countries that are just approved that work with Social Security, or is it pretty much every country there's some sort of reciprocation?
Right, so we have totalization agreements, but not with every country out there. So we have a list of the countries where we have agreements with them, as well as what those agreements are. In addition, we have a whole bunch of information about what happens if I'm getting Social Security benefits and I want to live in another country. We get that a lot as well. Can you pay my benefits when I'm living in this country? So the answer depends on what country you're going to, how long you're going to be there, who are you? Are you a resident of that country, or are you a U.S. citizen? So we have what's called like a tree, if you will, where you just answer questions and the system goes through and eventually will tell you, yep, you can get your benefits directly deposited even though you're living in that country, or no, your benefits are going to stop after 6 months, or no, you are not allowed to get benefits while you're living in this country.
Great. So we're sitting here on a snowy day in April, and so living in another country in retirement might sound pretty good to some of you. It sounds like that is an option for you with Social Security. So thank you for filling us in on that. And again, it comes up here and there, but it's nice to know the other side of it too. Tune in next week. We're going to talk about a question that I'm sure you get frequently, I get all the time, is how solvent is Social Security? Can I even depend on it in retirement? What does it look like? Definitely a question we get very, very frequently. So tune in next week for episode 8 as we talk about solvency, Social Security, and kind of where we're at with that at that time.